think we can turn up our line 4 there to pick up the referee's audio. In fact, I think we need to switch positions for that. And we're underway. There we go as we get underway for first grade. Camden running left to right, and they'll kick off with possession this afternoon here at Mittagong Sportsground, and they have the ball about 20 metres out from their own line on the opening run. That looks like Big Benny Stevens taking it forward for a good run, met in a solid wall of green and gold. He'll make 3 or 4 metres before playing it on the second, about 22 metres out from the Camden line. There's Dean Rizko taking it forward up towards the 30 and over by 2 or 3 metres. Comes back through Quinlan on the inside. A nice hit and spin there for Luke Pollard in the 11 shirt today. He's starting in the second row with Toby Huxley out injured at the moment as they put it through the hands on the left-hand side. There's a nice little play there down the left-hand side as we see the kick downfield on the last, fielded by Jaden Valenzizi, who's been in good form for the southern side this season, and he'll play it about 25 metres out from his own line on the first tackle. You can hear the referee's audio in the background with our coverage this afternoon as we see the Rams now having to defend. Mittagong bring it out of their own quarter. That looks like Big James King taking it forward up over the 40. There's a good run on the western side of the ground. He'll play it about 7 short of halfway. Left dummy half, it's Jake Mercier. Mercier, good run, makes 7 or 8 metres up towards halfway. Wrestled to ground. Jake Dooner over the top, making the tackle. He'll play it right on halfway now. As it comes out of dummy half, they go through the hands and find Mitch Eccleston. Eccleston makes 5 or 6 metres, and he'll play it now about 6 metres inside the Camden half. The kick on the last from Dylan Palmer Quick, not a bad looking kick. It'll sit up nicely about 15 metres out from the Camden line, and they'll take it on the first, and you can hear the whistle in the background. Yeah, that was a dangerous tackle. Don't know if you can quite pick that up in the background, but that was a dangerous tackle, and the referee's audio coming our way this afternoon, so you'll be able to hear all the chat from the officials as we see the kick find touch about 42 metres out from the Mittagong line as they take it forward now. The Rams, a good run there up over the 40, and they'll play it about 33 metres out. They'll come back to the right hand side. There's Benny Stevens taking it forward over the 30. Had a good day yesterday in the representative side. Went down 28-20 to the Illawarra South Coast Warriors at Shell Harbour. Jake Dooner now takes it forward in the 23 jersey, and he'll play it about 22 metres out from the Mittagong line, taking the goal to our right in the first half as they come to the left-hand side. There's a good ball out the back. They're keeping it alive. It's gone back, and it's fallen on by Mittagong, and it will be a knock-on from the Lions. Knock-on from the Lions. So that'll be the first infringement of the afternoon, and the Rams will be hoping to secure points on the back of this play as they have the scrum feed now about 15 metres out from the Mittagong line. We've only had 3 minutes gone in the first half on the John Stoneman Co. Lawyers scoreboard, and the score is 0-0 between Mittagong and Camden as the ball is fed and won into the scrum, and they bring it out to the right hand side now. Camden, here's an attacking rate for them, only about 10 or 12 metres out from the line. They go to the right hand side. There's a nice ball on the outside for the replacement who's on early in Steele Brown. Brown, in fact, I think he's got over. It'll be a try to the Rams. It will. Steele Brown with the try. So the Rams lead at 4 points to 0 on the John Stoneman Co. Lawyers scoreboard in the 4th minute of play. And that's a good try for the visitors this afternoon. The Rams will be delighted with that start. As I say, less than 4 minutes gone on the John Stoneman Co. Lawyers scoreboard. It's already Camden 4, Mittagong 0, and not a good sign for the home side this afternoon. Off to a shaky start. Only the one error so far, the one penalty and the one scrum going against the home side. And already there's points on the board in favour of the visitors. So they'll be looking to score that to level the scores very quickly here. The Lions, no doubt Dan Beedshaw and the coaching staff would be frantically trying to work out where they went wrong on that play and try and address that in the next few minutes as they try and settle back into play here at Mittagong Sportsground this afternoon. Only a matter of 4 or 5 minutes, or 4.5 minutes gone already, and the score is 4-0 in favour of the Rams. So they'll be very happy with that start this afternoon. keep you up to date with all the scores around the grounds in the NRL this afternoon. As we see, you can hear a freight train coming through our effects microphones in the background. There's the ground right on the southern train line here through the Highlands. As we see the conversion attempts now being lined up by Steele Brown. Take this shot at goal. It's on its way, just away to the left-hand side. Conversion attempt was unsuccessful and the score remains Camden 4, Mittagong 0 on the John Stoneman Co. Lawyers scoreboard. We've had 5.5 minutes in the first half. Mike Shean with you from Mittagong Sportsground this afternoon. No Shane Turnbull, unfortunately unable to join us in commentary this afternoon. Hopefully he'll be back next Sunday afternoon when we head to Thirlmere to take on Thirlmere and Narellan from Thirlmere Sportsground. Coverage from 2 o'clock next Sunday afternoon as we see the Rams working it out of their own end now. And they'll be looking to build on the points there. You can hear referee Daniel Perry in the background. That's the second tackle as it comes across to Stevens now. There's a good run from him up to the 30. He'll play it now right in the middle of Mittagong Sportsground, 30 metres out from his own line. In centre field, they come to the right-hand side. There's Dean Rizko back on the inside. Good run there from Rizko, makes 7 or 8 metres. He'll play it 12 short of halfway now as it comes back to the right-hand side for the kick. Nathan Duro on the left, not a bad-looking kick. And that'll settle inside the Mittagong quarter. That'll be the winger there who's found a knock on there. The referee's found a knock on there from Bo Lander. And the scrum 10 metres out from the Mittagong line, 20 in from touch on the western side of the ground, and all the play going the way of the Rams this afternoon in the opening exchanges here at Mittagong Sportsground, as we see the Rams really taking control here early on in this match. So the Rams now doing a good job here of applying the pressure early on, as we see from the scrum win, the first tackle. They're only about 10 to 12 metres out from the line. Here's a good chance for the Rams. They're on the left-hand side. They'll come back to the open side right. There's a good run there. They'll make 3 or 4 metres inside the 10 now. Only 6 or 7 metres out from the Mittagong line. Comes across. There's Rizko on the second pass, coming up the middle. Can't get through the line. He'll play it only 4 metres out, just in line with the left-hand upright. Comes through the hands. There's Duro keeping it alive for Brown. Has one to his name. Can't crash through for a second. Steele Brown, the youngster, stopped only 2 or 3 metres out from the Mittagong line. Comes back to the left-hand side. Rizko gets a Ward 4B special, but he's knocked down 2 metres out. The defence is there to stop him in the nick of time, including PJ Thornton. Comes to the left-hand side. Duro for the kick over the top. Not his best. It's been knocked on or knocked back in goal by Mittagong, and we'll have a line drop out in the end. Forced in goal by Mittagong, able to clean up that kick on the last and avoid the try being conceded. But the Rams all over the top of Mittagong in the opening 8 minutes here at Mittagong Sportsground this afternoon. It's been all one-way traffic from the visitors this afternoon as they lead this match 4 points to 0 on the John Stoneman Co. Lawyers scoreboard. So we hear the whistle signifying the restart of play. That dropout goes 48 metres on the fly, and it will find a running front rower in the form of Benny Stevens, who's knocked down 43 metres out from the Mittagong line. We'll come to the right-hand side. There's Jake Duna taking it forward. There's Duna going for a run, and he will play it now about 30 metres out from the Mittagong line. And we've got a forward pass from Camden, so here's a chance for the Lions early on. And the Lions will appreciate a little bit of possession, even though they're 20 metres their own side of halfway. We've had nearly 9 minutes in the first half, and as yet, no score on the John Stoneman Co. In fact, there has been score on the John Stoneman Co. Lawyers scoreboard. The score is 4 points to 0 in favour of the Camden Rams over the Mittagong Lions this afternoon. As we wait for the scrum to be fed, and one now by Dylan Palmer-Quick. He feeds it and wins it and goes to the right-hand side. Finds his 5'8 there in the form of Aidan Menzies. Now they push it on that right-hand side once again. Again, only making 4 or 5 metres. They'll play it 5 short of halfway. Comes back to the left-hand side, putting it through their hands. Here's a good run upfield. That's a solid contact there. Looked like it might have been Adam Jeffrey who'll play it a couple of metres short of halfway. They'll come to the left-hand side. In fact, there's Jeffrey with the ball now. He's taking it forward. That's a good run from the experienced back rower. and he'll play at 9 metres inside Camden territory. Here's a good chance for the Rams to put some points on the board early on this afternoon. As we see the kick for Mittagong now coming on the left boot, under pressure from the 5'8" there in Aidan Menzies, but taken nicely by Camden. 15 out from their own line. In fact, only 10 metres out from their own line as they work it forward now. The Rams. As we see the Rams working out of their own end, only about 25 metres out from their own line. And he's lost it in the tackle. Here's a chance for the Lions. A little bit of pressure being applied now that they can get some territory there. 10.5 minutes gone in the first half, and it remains the score 4-0 in favour of Camden over Mittagong on the John Stoneman Co Lawyers scoreboard. Our matchday sponsors for this afternoon for all the Camden Rams: K-Ranch Arena, My Property Consultants, MRE, McLaren Real Estate, and Craftsman Homes. We thank them for their support of the Rams in Group 6 Rugby League in 2016. As we see the Lions now taking it forward from the scrum win. They're 20 metres out from the Camden line. Here's a chance for the home fans to get excited as we see the home side pushing forward. There's Valenzizi within a couple of metres of the line. He's very close, in line with the left hand upright, only 2 or 3 metres out. They come to the right hand side. That was a shocking pass out of dummy half, kept alive. Out the back for Mercica. Mercica gets there. Good try, Mittagong. Nice reply from the Lions. A little bit of territory and possession, and they're in after 12 minutes. It's 4-all on the John Stoneman Co Lawyers scoreboard. That was a nice solo piece of play there from Jake Mercica, who levels the scores now at 4-all. And the Lions now level at 4-all on the John Stoneman Co Lawyers scoreboard. And the Rams will be very happy, or the Lions rather will be very happy with that start this afternoon. It's now 4-all with a kick to come, and the Lions will be breathing a little bit easier now. Dan Beadshaw and the coaching staff will be very relieved. They've got points on the board and done it in a good way as well. They've come back, and the conversion attempt being taken about 15 metres out, just to the right of centre, probably 10 to the right of centre. And this to give the Lions a 2-point lead. We've had 12.5 minutes in the first half from Mittagong Sportsground. There's a chance now for the Lions to take the lead early on. Conversion attempt is on its way. Looks good. Is waved away though. Conversion unsuccessful. The score remains 4-all on the John Stoneman Co Lawyers scoreboard. Nearly 13 minutes gone in the first half here at Mittagong Sportsground this afternoon. Mike Shean with you for the call. Don't forget, Saturday afternoon we're at Monarch Field for Saturday AFL. The MacArthur Derby. Campbelltown host Camden. The Blues, a disappointing loss yesterday, take on the Camden Cats, who are flying high in 2017. We'll have all the action from 12:30 Saturday. Opening bounce at 1 o'clock, and next Sunday we're off to Thirlmere, as I mentioned. It's the Roosters and the Jets. Sunday football from 2 o'clock next Sunday here on MSR. As we see the Lions now working it out of their own end. They'd be about 8 metres short of halfway when they play it now on the third tackle. Comes back to the left-hand side. There's Jeffrey giving it off. And that looks like PJ Thornton taking it forward. He'll play it 2 metres inside Camden territory, and he wins the penalty. Holding down in the tackle is the ruling from Daniel Perry. And the penalty goes the way of the home side. That's their first of the afternoon on our stats sheet, and it looks like it's been a good start to the afternoon so far for the home side. They are level 4-all on the John Stoneman Co Lawyers scoreboard after 14 minutes in the first half, as we see the Rams now having to defend 25 metres out from their own line, as the front rower takes it forward for the Lions in the form of Mitch Eccleston. He's stopped 18 metres out, comes back to the left hand side. There's Jeffrey. That's Adam, the only one playing this afternoon. His brother injured in the representative match yesterday. He'll play at 5 metres out, just to the left of the uprights. Mercier out at dummy half, finds a willing runner, but that's a good tackle. Risco over the top, only 2 metres out. They'll play it now. Referee says time. 14:28 gone in the first half. It looks like could be Benny Stevens who's down, looking for some treatment there. The big number 8 for the Camden Rams, down receiving treatment this afternoon for the visitors rather. And they'll be hoping to keep this momentum going here. The Lions, it's been a good start from them this afternoon here at Mittagong Sportsground. We're back underway as the ball comes out to the left-hand side. As they bring it out this way, there's a nice looking ball for the winger. In fact, that's the centre on this side. Regan Economos, the captain. He'll play it on the last, only about 5 metres out from the line. Comes back, Lander with the cross-field kick. Not the best looking kick, taken easily. It's short forward leg by Camden. And they'll bring it out 10 metres out from their own line. So nearly 15 minutes gone in this one. It's 4-4 between Camden and Mittagong, the lane match in Sunday football. Group 6 League live on MacArthurSportsRadio.com. Mike Shean for the call this afternoon from Mittagong. As we see the Rams working out of their own end. Rizko takes it forward up to the 40. Met by 2 and 3 green and gold shirts, and he's stopped at 5 metres short of halfway in the middle of the ground. Quinlan out of dummy half, finds Stevens, gets put on his back, and a good hit over the top there. In fact, referee says too much attention in the tackle, and that'll be a penalty to the Rams.
Penalty for swap, Chase. That's it. That's all there is.
You can hear Daniel Perry there issuing the instructions. And kick to find touch inside Mittagong territory by around 20 metres. And they'll play it about 25 metres out from the Camden lot, from the Mittagong line as they take it forward now. There's a good run forward on the first. As we see Rizko taking it forward now. There's a good offload there. As the second tackle is played, only about 5 metres out from the Mittagong line. There's Rizko at first receiver, gets wrapped up in a good one-man tackle. That was a good hit over the top. I think that was James King, the second rower. It was, as Duro fires it out wide on the left-hand side. They've got numbers out there, the Camden Rams, in the form of Kyle Simmons. He gets knocked down 5 metres out from the Camden attacking line. Comes back the right-hand side. Long ball across field. Duro showing it, going it. Gives it out to Steele Brown, who slips at the key moment. Over the top was PJ Thornton making the tackle. 18 metres out on the last. Arm goes up, last tackle. Duro out of dummy half. Kicks on the left under pressure. Brings it off the upright. Does anybody want it? Camden trying to fall on it. They do fall on it. It'll be still the last. So the second kick is a dangerous one and taken in the in-goal by Jaden Valenzizi. So he'll bring it back to the 20 for a 7-tackle set. As everybody gets a well-earned breather here at Mittagong Sportsground. We've got 23 minutes remaining in the first half as the Rams and Lions locked at 4. Sunday football on Group 6 League Live. I'm Mike Shean. Great to have your company this afternoon as we bring you Sunday football from the Southern Highlands this afternoon. Our first trip down to the Southern Highlands for 2017. I'm sure it won't be our last either, as we see the Magpies watching on this afternoon, enjoying the football. I saw a couple of Mittagong officials in the crowd this afternoon enjoying the action. In fact, Picton officials, as we see Mittagong kicking downfield on the last, finding open space. The chasers coming through. Which way will the ball bounce? It won't bounce nicely for Camden, but they'll get on it in the nick of time. Only 22 metres out from their own line, and they'll play it now. That was a lucky bounce there for the Camden side. The ball didn't bounce favourably for them, but they will now be able to take possession and continue forward as they work it out of their own end. Over halfway now. We can hear the referee's audio thanks to Craftsman Holmes. In the background you can hear Daniel Perry talking to the players. There's Jake Dooner taking it forward in the 23 shirt, and he'll play it 30 metres out from the Mittagong line. That'll be tackle 5 now. Arm goes up from Perry. On the last, Duro through the hands. Keeps it alive. Matty Kay for Sip. That was the fullback sweeping in now. It's the centre in Kyle Simmons. Simmons for the line. Does he get it down? Yes, he does. Nice try, Camden. The comeback is there. And I'm pretty sure that was Kyle Simmons who got across in the number 3 for Camden to make it 8 points to 4 on the John Stoneman Co. Lawyers scoreboard. And that came on the last. The Rams decided to run it, and they weren't able to be stopped there, Camden, and it's now 8 points to 4. The visitors lead Mittagong here at Mittagong Sportsground this afternoon. A perfect afternoon for rugby league in the Southern Highlands even, and the Rams will be very happy with the effort they've shown so far this afternoon. We've got time off with 19:15 gone in the first half. As we see the time called here, I think they're looking for a water bottle and a kicking tee. And the kick will come from Steele Brown. He's missed his opening shot at goal this afternoon. And the Rams now looking to extend the lead to 6 points.
20 minutes to go, halfway through the first half.
And the Rams looking for an extended lead here. And they'll be hoping for a successful strike here from their goal kicker in Steele Brown, the interchange forward, as we get time back on now. Just under 20 minutes, just over 20 minutes remaining in the first half here at Mittagong this afternoon. A perfect afternoon, 16, 17 degrees. Conditions ideal for rugby league in the Highlands today. A healthy crowd in attendance as well at Mittagong Sportsground. Steele Brown, probably 10 to the left of the uprights. Moves into it now. It's a low strike, but he's got it this time. Conversion successful on the John Stoneman Co. Lawyers scoreboard. It's Camden leading Mittagong by 10 points to 6. With 20 minutes remaining in the first half here at Mittagong Sportsground this afternoon. And we're enjoying a good quality game of football this afternoon here as well, as we see the restart now taken deep inside the in-goal by the Camden Rams. There's Jake Dooner taking it forward. A good run from him up towards the quarter. He'll be stopped about 15 metres out from his own line on the first. He'll play it now, come to the left-hand side. There's a good run upfield as the Rams take it over the quarter now on the second. They'll be looking for more points in the next 19 and a half minutes as we count down to half-time. Been a good quality start to the game this afternoon. Daniel Perry keeping a good 10 metres. There's Dean Risco running onto it for the Rams. Good run from him. He's stopped about 5 metres short of halfway. When he plays it, there's a Mittagong player down in back play. He's in all sorts of trouble by the looks of it. We'll keep an eye on the play for now. Referee says last tackle, 5 inside the Mittagong half. Comes back for the kick. Downfield, not the best looking kick, but it'll sit up nicely for Jaden Valenzizi, who takes it on the second bounce. Takes on the broken Camden defensive line and makes it up over the quarter. That's a good run from the fullback. He'll play it almost 30 metres out from the Mittagong line on the first tackle, so a good place to start their set. There's PJ Thornton rolling through the line for Mittagong. That's a good run, 15, 20 metres up towards halfway when he plays it now. And the referee says time with 18:41 remaining. That Mittagong player in the background has come into be a difficult position. As we get back underway now, comes out to the left-hand side. James King with a little bit of footwork. Goes the good morning Moscow. Couldn't quite get the hippie shake going there, but stopped 8 metres inside the Camden half. Now the dummy half is Mercier. There's a good ball there for the front row, but the ball comes out the back. It's a penalty to Mittagong. Markers not square is the ruling from Daniel Perry, levelling the count at 2-all as they take the quick tap. That's a 5.8 and means he's taking it forward inside the 30 now. He'll play it 22 metres out on the first. Here's a chance for the Lions to respond again. Seems to be a bit of to and fro football. There's Thornton taking it forward inside the 20. Stops 16 metres out at the northern end of the ground. As we see him play it now, Mercier out of dummy half, goes to the right-hand side, the left-hand side, finds Jeffrey. Adam Jeffrey stopped only about 8 metres out from the Camden line. Mercier out of dummy half, finds Thornton again. Thornton can't get the momentum this time. He's stopped a metre out under the green and gold bar at the northern end of the ground. Mercier has one to his name, doesn't go for the scoot this time. Comes out and back. There's Menzies at second receiver, looking for a gap in the line. Keeps it alive for King. King has support on the outside in Economos. Economos can't handle. And we've got knock-ons all round. So it'll be a scrum feed to the Camden Rams. 10 out from their own line, 20 in on the western side, 17-20 remaining in the first half. Camden leads at 10-4 on the John Stoneman Co. Lawyers scoreboard. As we go around the grounds now, let's get everything all up and running here for a Sunday afternoon, and let's get our scores from around the grounds in the NRL this afternoon as we go to the right screen. Eventually I'll get there in the end and find the right screen that I want. I think that's the one I'm after. So we'll see if we can bring you the scores from the NRL match this afternoon, the early match, the first of 3 on Sunday. And half-time at Hunter Stadium, Newcastle 14, Penrith 0 is the score at half-time. Bulldogs and Roosters at 4 o'clock in the nightcap. from the Wild Wild West. It's Souths and Melbourne. It's 6:30 out of NIB Stadium in Perth, but Newcastle leads Penrith 14-0 at the break in Newcastle. Good start for the Knights this afternoon, as we see the Rams win a penalty here late in the count for a hold in the tackle. That makes it 3-2 the count on our sheet, thanks to our sponsor this afternoon in K-Ranch Arena, and they're proudly supporting the Rams in 2017. And the kick finds touch about 5 metres short of halfway, in fact 5 metres inside the Mittagong half. The K-Ranch Arena stats sheet shows the scrums are 3-2 in favour of Camden. Penalties also 3-2 in favour of Camden. So the K-Ranch Arena stats certainly on their side. And we go around the grounds for My Property Consultants, officers across the MacArthur, proudly supporting the Rams in 2017. On Mike Shean, thanks to McLaren Real Estate and also Craftsman Homes, the referee's audio, as we bring you Sunday football on Group 6 League Live. The Rams about 25 metres out from the Mittagong line. There's Duro turning it back on the inside, has a runner on the shoulder. Can't get through the line. And he'll play it about 15 metres out from the Mittagong line. Comes to the left-hand side. There's Duro. Finds a short ball. There's a nice ball out the back, but nobody wants it from the visitors, and the home side able to fall on it in the form of Jake Nyer. Nyer has it 20 metres out from his own line on the eastern side of the ground. The Rams blowing an opportunity to score points there, approaching the final 10-15 minutes of the first half. We've just ticked under 15 to go in the first half, and the Rams had the opportunity, as we see the front rower there, Mitch Eccleston taking it forward. He'll play it now about 30 metres out from his own line on the middle of the park, as we see the Lions taking it forward on halfway now. Thornton plays it, comes to the left-hand side for the kick. Menzies seems to be the designated kicker. Spiral torpedo bomb. Good luck with that. That's going to bounce any which way. It's going to bounce away from the Camden Rams. Can they get there in time? Only just. And they'll be stopped 20 metres out from their own line on the eastern side of the ground. Shadows lengthening here at Mittagong Sportsground this afternoon. A fine afternoon for football here on MSR Group 6 League Live with Mike Shean. Hope you're enjoying it from the Highlands this afternoon, as we see the Lions having to defend here. 8 metres short of halfway already. Camden up over the 40. Good set from them so far. They lead by 6, 10-4, 14 remaining in the first half. Intercept by Mittagong. Here's a chance for the Lions to bounce back. 40 metres out from the Camden line with a full set of 6. King at dummy half. Fires it off. There's the 17, the replacement in Jive Fraser. He'll take it up to the 30 now and get stopped 29 metres out to the left of centre field. At Eccleston, he goes that way. Eccleston, that pass looked forward, and it was. Referee Perry caught that one. And the home side let the Rams off the hook. 13:35 remaining. It's still 10-4. It's Camden leading Mittagong on the John Stoneman Co Lawyers scoreboard as we approach half-time here at Mittagong Sportsground. The Rams certainly having a tough task of it this afternoon against a determined Mittagong outfit this afternoon, but talking to a few people around the grounds, they didn't expect much less, as we see the Rams, after the scrum win a penalty for a high tackle there. That makes it 4-2 on the K-Ranch Arena stats sheet. The Rams get the penalty 30 metres out from their own line, pretty well in centre field. As Nate Duro drives it into touch on the eastern side of the ground, about 5 or 6 metres inside Mittagong territory. So they take the tap and knock it on from the pass. It's a schoolboy error, that is, from the Rams, but they haven't been able to capitalise on that. And it'll be a Mittagong scrum feed about 7 metres short of halfway. Costly error there from the opposition this afternoon, as we see them make the Lions now win possession. They'll take it to the centre of the ground, only a couple of metres short of halfway. They'll play it on the first now. The Lions working right to left in the first half, as we look at another 12:05 left in the first half. They trail by 6 as Fraser plays it on the right-hand side of the ground. They'll push forward up towards the 40. Good opportunity here with several tackles up the sleeve. Again, Mercier goes to the right-hand side, finds big Mitch Eccleston, and he'll play it 31 metres out from the Mittagong attacking line. Comes back to the left-hand side. They put it through their hands. There's a long ball out wide. Finds Menzies about third receiver. Long skip pass there, but there's 3 red, white and blue jerseys to wrap him up. 33 metres out from the Camden line. He'll play it now. Mercier goes left-hand side, sloppy pass. Palmer Quick gets the kick away. Not a bad-looking kick. Chasers coming through. So taken in the field of play it was. And Shannon McDonald has to work hard to get that into the field of play. He'll play it only 3 metres out from his own line as they come back towards the middle of the park. 11 minutes remaining in the first half. As we see the Rams working out of their own end, about 20 metres out from their own line. There's a good solid hit there. Over the top was Eccleston making the tackle, 23 metres out from the Mittagong defensive line. The Rams having to work out of their own end, up towards the 30 and over it by a couple of metres on the last. They'll come back for the kick now. It's Duro on the left, not a bad looking kick, but there's a retreating winger on the far side in the form of Scott Plumridge, and the Scotland World Cup squad member takes it over the 30, up towards the 40, when he's eventually going to be wrestled to ground. He sees the navy blue in front of him. He'll be wearing it hopefully later this year, wearing the navy blue of Scotland as he tries to qualify for the World Cup. Ball out the back. There's a good ball there. Plumridge again backing up on the inside. Bumps off one. Still going. He'll play it 41 metres out from the Camden line. That's tackle 3 now. You can hear the Craftsman Holmes referee's audio with Daniel Perry. There's a good run forward from Pat Brown taking it forward over the 40. He'll play it 32 out. It looks like Eccleston taking it forward. It is. Ball out the back was a nice one as they keep the second phase going here. Mittagong inside the quarter now. They'll play it 19 metres out. There's Pat Brown again taking it forward. He'll play it. Comes to the left-hand side. Menzies with the little grubber kick down the left-hand side. Bolander has it stripped out of his hands. And it'll be a line drop out. Or will it? No, it'll be a 20-metre tap. 20-metre tap for the Camden Rams. They dodge a bullet there. They lead at 10-4, 9:35 left in the first half. That was tight from the Lions. Bolander got to the ball on the left wing for the Mittagong side, but just had it knocked out. The referee ruling that Lander lost possession, and it'll be a Camden tap on the 20. So they've had to earn their stripes this afternoon. The visitors only lead it by 6. No score in the last 11 minutes here at Mittagong Sportsground this afternoon. As we see the Rams working it upfield. There's a good run upfield. Makes 5 or 6 metres now. The Rams playing it 15 short of halfway. Goes to the right-hand side. There's Appleby. That's Matthew. He's in the side this afternoon along with his brother who played in the representative side yesterday. As the Rams take it over halfway, a couple of metres inside the Thelmere half. Duro with the kick over the top on the last. Not a bad-looking effort. Valenzizi has it covered. Takes it easily. Steps past the first line of defence. Breaks almost through the second line, and he's stopped about 27 metres out from the Mittagong line. They'll work it down the right-hand side. There's Eccleston taking it forward. That's a good run from him. He'll play it 11 metres short of halfway. They'll come back to the left-hand side. There's a good run upfield from the Lions. They'll play it now 5 short of halfway on the second, getting some momentum late in the half. Comes across to the left-hand side. There's Fraser taking it forward over the halfway line by 2 or 3 metres. He'll play it now. There's Eccleston once again taking it forward on the right. Pops it out the back, does he? No, not this time. Risco in there to make the tackle with one other. As it comes back now for the kick from Palmer Quigg. Not the best looking kick, but he'll find the sideline 22 metres out from the Camden line. We've got 7:55 remaining in the first half, and it's Camden 10, Mittagong 4 this afternoon. Sunday football with Mike Shean on Group 6 League Live, MacArthurSportsRadio.com, your home for live local sport in the MacArthur. Hope you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon from the Southern Highlands as we bring you all the action. And don't forget we are on social media as well. Find us on Facebook. Group 6 League Live is where you can find us for the latest news in rugby league around the region, as we see the home side having to work out of their own end. And now the visitors bring it out of their own 40, up over halfway, looking to get through into the backfield. That's a good run there. I think that's still Brown taking it forward over the 30. Good run from Brown, pops it back on the inside. Ball goes to ground. Has it been held by Camden? Yes, it has. Referee says play on. That'll be another tackle completed for the Rams as it goes to the left-hand side this time. There's a second rower taking it forward. I think that might have been The second rower there in Pollard, playing it only about 5 metres out from the Mittagong line. Comes back to Duro. Duro to the middle of the park. That looks like Matt Appleby there taking it forward. He'll play it only about 5 metres out under the posts. Duro on the last, turns it back inside for the centre there in Michael Appleby. Can he get it over the line? No, he can't. He's held up, and that'll be a turnover on the last under the posts at the southern end of Mittagong Sportsground. The Lions hold on, but they trail 10-4 with only 6:20 to go in the first half. It's been all action here at Mittagong this afternoon. Only the 3 tries scored so far to Steele Brown, Jake Mercier and Cole Simmons. Only the 1 conversion attempt successful so far this afternoon as the Lions get driven back into their own in goal, so it'll be a line drop out. Good defence there from the Rams to force the Lions over their own try line and back into their own in goal for a repeat set for the Rams. And they'll be happy with that little passage of play, the home side here this afternoon. We've got 5:45 remaining in the first half. The Rams lead at 10 points to 4. Looking to put more points on in that final 5 or 10 minutes before the half-time break. We hear the whistle in the background for Craftsman Holmes. Restart goes 30 metres on the fly, taken by the winger there in Matt Tedesco, the older brother of James, now heading to the Sydney Roosters, but Matthew, a loyal Camden man as he plays it now. There's a heavy hit. King over the top, making a good tackle. 15 metres out from the Camden attacking line. In fact, only about 9 metres out when he's eventually stopped. Comes to Duro at first receiver. Then across to the front rower there. That looks like Benny Stevens back on the park. He's only a metre or 2 short of the line when he's eventually stopped on the eastern side of the ground. They come to the left-hand side. They keep going to that eastern side. It looks like a try in the corner, is it? I think the referee's going to say yes, it is. The far winger has gone over on that far side. I think that might have been Tedesco or Anthony DiCello who gets over. Could be DiCello who's got over in the left-hand corner to make it 14 points to 4 on the John Stonham & Co. Lawyers scoreboard with only 4.5 minutes remaining in the first half. And it's been a hard-fought afternoon at the office for the visitors this afternoon. They've really had to earn it for all afternoon. As we see Anthony DiCello get over, I think that's his first, might be his first or second try in the top grade. As the Rams look to extend their lead on the K-Ranch Arena stats sheet. The penalty count, it's 5-2 in favour of Camden, the scrums, and the penalty's 4-2 in favour of the Rams. So they're having a good afternoon at the office so far, and they lead at 14-4 with 3:50 remaining in the first half. As we see the conversion attempt now, I think that's Steele Brown with about 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half to make the score 16-4 in favour of the home side. Now Brown to line up this conversion attempt right on the touchline on the eastern side of the ground. Moves into it now. Sends it on its way, and that's not going to reach the goal line and waved away. So 1 from 3 for Steele Brown this afternoon. Score remains 14-4 on the John Stonham & Co. Lawyers scoreboard with 3 minutes remaining. As we update social media.
Come on, big chase.
A restart now as the Rams get possession once again. As we see the Rams bring it out of their own end. Only a couple of minutes remaining in the first half. So now the Rams work it out of their own end. A couple of minutes to half time. Now the Lions working it out. The Rams working out of their own end. They'll play it now a couple of metres short of halfway. Only 2:10 remaining in the first half, but they're bringing you... No, they've lost possession. Just as they get into Mittagong territory, they lose possession, so it'll be a scrum feed to the Lions on halfway. They'll be looking for points in the last 2 minutes of the first half. As we look at the McLaren Real Estate clock, only 1:45 remaining in the first half. So probably one set of 6 each. Both that broke very early there, and referee Perry says no, I'll have that again, thank you. We get 6 in the scrum until the ball comes out. So down to just on 90 seconds remaining in the first half. As we see the Rams having to defend here. Mittagong 45 metres out from the Camden line. Can they score late in the half? There's James King taking it forward. Good run from him. In fact, that was Pat Brown taking it to within 41 metres of the line. Now it's Jai Fraser over the 40, and he stopped about 34 metres out from the Camden line. Down to 1:08 in the first half. 14-4 is the score. There's Palmer, quick beating 1, beating 2, can't quite break through the line cleanly, 28 metres out, 58 seconds remaining. They've still got a couple of tackles up their sleeve. They chip down the right-hand side. That's a nice looking kick. Can they get the bounce? Yes, they can, and score! Try Lions on the stroke of half-time. Nicely done there. That was a brilliant piece of play. I'll just check who that was. Jake Nyer getting over in the final minute of play, as Jake Nyer crosses to make it 14 points to 8 on the John Stonham & Co. Lawyers scoreboard. And that was a vital piece of play. Only 30 seconds remain in the half, and the Lions are able to cross to make it a tight game at half-time. Worst case, it'll only be 6 points the margin at the break. And that was a nice little chip over the top on the right-hand side. We've only got a matter of seconds remaining in the first half. So the siren sounds now. There it is for half-time, as we see the clock run down to half-time. But the score now is 14 points to 8 for John Stonham & Co. Lawyers on the stroke of half-time. That was a great piece of play there for the Lions, right on the stroke of half-time, to get them into the next passage of play after the break. And they'll be relieved with that score right on the stroke of half-time, and they'll be happy with what they've produced so far this afternoon. Can they make it a better effort in the second 40 minutes? They're only down by a converted try at the moment. Conversion attempt on its way in a moment. 30 or 25 metres out. A few metres in, kick on its way, looking good off the boot. Waved away though. Conversion was unsuccessful. There's the whistle in the background. Half time, and it's 14 points to 8 on the John Stonham & Co. Lawyers scoreboard. Mittagong leading Camden on Sunday Football Group 6 League live on MacArthurSportsRadio.com. Sponsor My Property Consultants. As we get underway for the second half, it's Newcastle 14, Penrith 12. Here it's Camden 14, Mittagong 8. We're back underway for the second half as the Lions bring it out of their own end up towards the quarter. Now Dan Beadshaw would have asked for a better effort in defence as King struggles forward for the Lions about 25 metres out from his own line. They'll play it now, gives it off. There's Pat Brown taking it forward. Good run from him up towards the 40, makes 15 metres. That's more like it from the Lions. Plenty of purpose on their opening couple of runs. Mercier fires it out. Palmer quick, keeps it alive on the right-hand side. Good hands, not able to be held. That second pass to Jake Nyer goes down, and the Rams start their set 40 metres out from the Mittagong line, as we see Jake Plunkett waving his arms around a dummy half, looking for a penalty, calling for one. Referee Perry not interested. Plunkett out of dummy half, goes to the right-hand side, finds a runner there in the form of Luke Pollard, I think it was, who'll play it now. Comes back to the left-hand side. There's Steele Brown taking it forward. Scored the opening try of the afternoon. Put on his back 20 metres out from the Mittagong line as they play it now. Comes back to Duro. Inside ball was there, but they read that like the front page of tomorrow's paper. That's Matt Appleby taking it forward. Pops it out the back for Plunkett. Plunkett can't get through the line though, and he's knocked over 8 metres out from the Mittagong line. They'll play it now. Plunkett from dummy half. In fact, that was Brown giving it off to Duro. Short ball was a nice one. Shannon McDonald gets over for his opening try as a Ram. And only 2 minutes gone in the second half. The Camden Rams make it 18 points to 8 on the John Stonham & Co. Lawyers scoreboard. So the hard work done just before half-time by the Lions to get back into the match all goes to waste in the opening couple of minutes of the second half. As we see the Rams now take their lead out to 10 points. 18-8 is the margin so far in this match this afternoon here at Mittagong Sportsground. Only 2 minutes gone in the second half so far, as we see the conversion attempt to be lined up by it's Steele Brown, the goal kicker here for the Camden Rams. Wayne Brown, the head trainer, doing a little bit of in fact that's not Steele Brown. Who is that? A low number on his back, I can tell you that. So one of the backs there might be Anthony DiCello. Has got the goal kicking duties. There's the kick to be taken about 25 metres out from the line and 15 in from touch on the eastern side. Rams out by 10, 3 minutes into the second half, as they look for some points to be added early in the second half. They've already got 4 to their name, looking to make it 6. Kick is waved away, conversion unsuccessful, score remains Mittagong trailing 18-8. And we've got time off with 36:45 remaining in the second half of this game this afternoon here at Mittagong Sportsground. As I mentioned earlier, we're off to just the whistle in the background to get us back underway, as we get proceedings underway once again, with Camden bring it out of their own end. Let's see if we can find another try for the home side this afternoon, get them back into the match. They've been solid this afternoon, hasn't been going their way, but they'll be hoping they can bounce back in the early stages of the second half here at Mittagong Sportsground this afternoon. Conversion attempt was unsuccessful, so I need to mark that down on my sheet. As the kick now comes from Nathan Giro on the left, under pressure. Gets it away, finds Jaden Valenzizi 20 metres out from his own line. Takes on the line, can he force his way through? Not this time, he'll make 12 or 13 metres. He'll be stopped about 15 metres short of halfway. Out of dummy half goes Bo Lander for a good run. Makes 6 or 7 metres. Plays at 8 metres short of halfway. Working left to right in the second half. Mercer goes one way, now back the other. Finds PJ Thornton. He's been good for the Lions this year. Second time I've seen him play this year, and he's been very impressive. As he comes back to the right-hand side, now finds Asher Naya. Naya gets upended, put on his back about 38 metres out from the Camden line. Comes to the right-hand side for the kick from Palmer Quigg on the left boot, over the top of Anthony DiCello. Not a bad-looking kick, that's a wicked bounce there. McDonald steps in to save the day. Does a good job of cleaning up, and he'll take the ball only a matter of a couple of metres out from his own line in the southwestern corner of Mittagong Sportsground. There's a wall of green and gold there to make the tackle on the second, and driven back only about 10 or 12 metres out from their own line. They'll come to the right-hand side, the Rams, up towards the 20 now. That was a good run there. I think that was Dean Rizko taking it forward. In fact, it wasn't. It was one of the replacements, as the Rams take it over the 20 now. They're only about 25 metres out from their own line. Comes across now. There's a good hit and spinner. Line slow to his feet in James King. I think he's okay. He's just waiting for the play to be completed as McDonald kicks downfield on the last. Not a bad looking kick, finds his opposite number. Valenzizi knocks it back. Referee Perry says that's all right. Bring it out of your own end. And he'll take it up over the 20. Dean Rizko makes the tackle, along with a couple of others 24 metres out from his own line on the western side of the ground, almost completely in shadow here at Mittagong this afternoon. The Rams lead it by 10, 18-8, 34-10 remaining in the second half, as the Lions bring it up towards their own 40. They've been doing that a lot this afternoon as we stop the clock. Just over 34 minutes remaining in the second half, as we swing around the grounds for My Property Consultants throughout the Macarthur. And progress scores in the NRL. We'll just bring that up again for you to bring you the latest scores. First of 3 this afternoon on offer. And Penrith have struck back in a big way. 18-14, they lead, 15 to go in the Hunter this afternoon. So the Penny Panthers firing back in the second half against the Newcastle Knights in the Hunter Valley. I think we might just go down to the referee's audio, thanks to Craftsman Homes. You hear the Camden players chatting in the background. Looks like Dean Rizko about to come back on in jersey 13 for the Rams. Just trying to pick up who that is that's come off. Is that Nathan Duro? It is, as we get back underway. 44 minutes remaining in this one. The Rams lead it by 10, 18-8. Their halfback and acting captains come off with what looks like a lower back or a leg injury. As we see a good run there from Pat Brown. Got it back on the inside, Jake Mercier. Mercier can't break through the line fully though. He'll play it 35 metres out from the Camden line. They come to the right-hand side. Valenzizi takes it forward. Good run from him inside the 30. He'll play it about 24 metres out. Mercier dummy half. Comes back. In fact, that was Plumridge taking it forward. Good run from him. Long ball out there from Menzies. Finds James King into open space. Will he put the ears back for the line? Can he get it down? No, he's gone into touch. 2 metres out. Good defence there from Camden. Saves the day. Big James King rolling into open space. Couldn't quite get it down in time and get stopped 2 metres out. The Rams hold on in the nick of time. 33 minutes remaining in the second half. They lead 18-8 for John Stonham and co-lawyers. Mike Shean with you for the call this afternoon as we bring you Sunday football here on MSR, MacArthurSportsRadio.com, your home for MacArthur Sport. Hope you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon from the Southern Highlands as we bring you Sunday football here on Group 6 League Live, MacArthurSportsRadio.com is where you can find us throughout the season. Group 6 League Live on Facebook, also MacArthur Sports Radio on Facebook. Plenty of rugby league news. And head to the website MacArthurSportsRadio.com. You'll be able to read the match previews during the week, also the match reports on a Sunday night, plus photography as well. So plenty to see there, and our live schedule of matches coming up in the coming weeks, so you can follow your team. Working on a slight advantage with the Group 6 Rugby League draw. We'll advise you a couple of weeks ahead what games we're covering. As we see the Rams bring it out of their own end. There's Matt Appleby taking it forward. Good run from him. Got the ball away as well. Finds a support player on the outside. He'll play it a couple of metres short of halfway. As they take the tackle now. Comes back to the open side left for the kick from McDonald, who's slotted into a half roll. As that's the winger in Scott Plumridge. Slips over. We'll be used to the slippery conditions here in the Highlands, coming from the north of England, having had time at St Helens. Plays it now. Palmer Quick offloads. That's a good ball there on the inside. There's a support runner who plays it 30 metres out from the Mittagong line. Come across to the left-hand side of the field for the Lions, working left to right as we look at it. And they'll play it about 12 metres short of halfway. Comes back to the open side left from Mercier. Finds Regan Economos, the skipper, almost through the line. Still fighting Regan Economos up over halfway, almost up to the 40. He'll play it 41 metres out from the line. Comes back, sloppy pass for Aidan Menzies. He keeps it alive. They'll put it through their hands. This time they'll take it under the right chicken wing and drive forward. There's a good run, 38 metres out on the last. Perry puts his arm up to say one tackle left, boys. What are you going to do with it? They decide to put it through the hands. Adam Jeffrey keeping it alive. There's a good ball for the winger down the touchline in Plumridge. Can he keep it in the field of play? Yes, he can. Back inside to the fullback, Jaden Valenzizi, who brings it around under the uprights in front of the home fans and dots it down. We've got a game here at Mittagong. It's 18-12 with a kick to come from in front of the uprights. And we've got 30 minutes remaining in this one. This is a cracker of a game. Sunday football on Group 6 League Live, MacArthurSportsRadio.com. That was running it down the short side on the last tackle, and that was a nice piece of play there. Brought it back inside. Plumridge made the play down the right touchline. It was a sloppy pass, got across to Plumridge. He brought it back on the inside on the McLaren Real Estate replay. That was a nice piece of play there, and came back on the inside, flicked it there, and Jaden Valenzizi was there to take the ball and bring it around under the uprights to score and make it 18 points to 12 for John Stonham and co-lawyers. We've got half an hour remaining in this one, and the conversion from directly in front, and that looks like it's the halfback there in Dylan Palmer-Quigg to take the conversion attempt. He's done from 2 this afternoon. He should have the extras here, which will make it 18 points to 14 with 29 minutes remaining in this one. Our matchday sponsors for Camden this afternoon: K Ranch Arena, My Property Consultants, McLaren Real Estate, and Craftsman Homes proudly sponsoring the Rams in 2017. Flags are up. Conversion successful. It's 18-14. And the Rams hold a 4-point lead over the Mittagong Lions. 18-14 for John Stoneman Co-Lawyers. 29 minutes remain in this one this afternoon. This is a good one from the Highlands. Good decision to come down here. The only game of footy on in the region today, and it's a good one. Make sure you stay with us for the next half an hour of rugby league here on MacArthurSportsRadio.com. Group 6 League Live with Mike Shean. Restart, 6:48 metres out. That looks like Eccleston taking it forward from the restart. And they'll make it 15-16 metres out from their own line when they're eventually stopped. Mercer goes to the right-hand side, finds Adam Jeffrey running into space. Good run, Adam Jeffrey up over the 40. That's more like it from the Lions back rower. He'll play it 5 metres short of halfway and win the penalty. Get the penalty in the process. Holding down in the tackle was the ruling there from referee Perry. First penalty of the second half. There hasn't been a lot of stoppages after the half-time break. As we see the play recommence now with a tap about 30 metres out from the Mittagong line. Ball comes in. Tap taken. Mercier finds a runner there in Jai Fraser. Fraser can't break through the line. He's only a couple of metres inside the 30-metre line when he plays it now. Mercier goes to the left-hand side rather. There's Pat Brown taking it forward. He'll play it 25 metres out. Comes to the left-hand side once again. There's Menzies turning it back on the inside for PJ Thornton. Can't miss that frame. He charges into the line. Only 15 metres out from the line when he plays it. Comes back to the right-hand side. There's the replacement on in Asher Nyer. Asher Nyer only a couple of metres out from the line in front of the left-hand upright. He stops the clock. Daniel Perry, 27-25 remaining in this one as we see. Looks like a Mittagong player down. Or is it a Camden player, in fact? Might be one of the Rams down receiving attention. Okay, looks like we're right to rock and roll again. There's the whistle in the background as we get back underway. Comes to the right-hand side. Palmer Quigg fires it out. Keep it alive here. The Lions on the right-hand side. There's a good ball there for Jake Nyer. I think he's got it down. Try Lions. They're level. Bang and they're level at 18. All kick to come from wide on the right. There was nothing doing there. Put it through the hands and Jake Nyer. Asher Nyer took it forward before the stoppage. They spun it out wide. It found Asher Nyer. He had to work to get through there, but managed to force his way over and level it up here at Mittagong Sportsground. Nice play there from the home side there. 18 all with a kick to come from wide on the right-hand side. So this game has well and truly come to life here at Mittagong Sportsground this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. We're enjoying bringing it to you all season long, right through to grand final day at Campbelltown Stadium. We'll bring you all the action here on MacArthurSportsRadio.com, your home for live local sport in the MacArthur. Creeping into the Highlands this afternoon. That's all right, we don't mind. As we see Group 6 Rugby League, some of the best country footy in the region going around. And the hometown Lions putting on a show this afternoon for the healthy crowd here at Mittagong Sportsground, providing plenty of entertainment here. A healthy crowd for a May Sunday afternoon. Kick is on its way. Yes, it's there from the touchline. Great kick, Dylan Palmer Quigg. Makes it 2 from 2 after the half-time break, and it's 20 points to 18 in favour of the Mittagong Lions over the Camden Rams with 25.5 minutes remaining in this one. What a comeback it's been from the Lions in quick time. They've put on 2 tries to none. The Rams scored right after the break with Shannon McDonnell, but it's been Jaden Valenzi and now Asher Nyer crashing over out wide. In fact, that was Jake Nyer, not Asher. Jake Nyer getting over for the try. It's now 20-18, the Lions lead it as they work it out of their own end from the restart. There's a good run taking it forward. That looks like the winger in Plumridge. He's been impressive in his second or third game that we've seen. as they spin it through the hands on the left-hand side. There's big James King with a little short ball out wide for Regan Economos, who can't quite break through the line. Still fighting for territory, though, up to halfway when he's eventually stopped a couple of metres inside the Camden half. Good run from the veteran centre, three-quarter. Comes back to the right-hand side. They put it through their hands now. They decide not to kick. The thought was there early on, but they decided against it. They'll play it 7 metres inside the Camden half now, the Lions. Palmer Quigg, does he want to run it? Yes, he does. He finds Adam Jeffrey trying to break through the line. Can't get through, being driven towards the touch line. Helped with Jake Nyer there to make the tackle was made on the last. Jake Nyer doesn't know it's the last tackle. Pops it out the back. Still play on. It's the last tackle. Does anybody want it? Jake Mercier knocks it out the back. Still the last tackle. Referee says it's a knock on. Got a slight knock on there. Valenzizi came up with it, but the referee said there was a slight knock on when they tried to pick it up. And the Lions concede possession 40 metres out from the Camden line. 24 minutes to go in this one. Mittagong 20, Camden 18. This has been a beauty on it. MSR looked like a high tackle there from the Lions. Referee says it was all right on the first. They come back to the right-hand side now. There's Jake Dooner back on the park in the 23 jersey. He'll play it right on halfway line, just to the right of centre field here at Mittagong Sportsground. They go the right-hand side again, putting it through their hands. There's a nice short ball, finding a runner on the inside. That's a nice piece of play there from the Rams inside the quarter. They'll play it 15 metres out from the Camden attacking line. They go to the right-hand side. They put it through their hands, and that was probably the wrong option. They keep it alive, though. There's a chance out on the right wing. They can't force over, though. Only about 5 metres out on that right edge. Coming back to the open side left, they put it through their hands. That looks like Matthew Appleby taking it forward. He'll play it 4 metres out from the line in front of the right hand upright. Arm goes up, last tackle. Comes back for the kick now. McDonald at half. He keeps it alive, but the ball's been stripped by Mittagong, so they won't get the kick away, and the Rams have to defend 18 metres out from their own line, the Lions. They take it forward now. There's a good run over the quarter. Down to 22:55 remaining in this one this afternoon. It's the Lions by 2, 20-18 on MSR. Hope you're enjoying it. It's been big fun bringing you the game from the Highlands this afternoon. Had to pack the cut lunch to get down here, but we see an error from the Lions. An error from the Lions. And they'll have a scrum feed now. Camden about 30 metres out from the Mittagong line. And the Rams really have had to work hard in this second half. They scored early right after the restart of play to make it 18-8, but 2 tries in the matter of 3 minutes, making it 20-18 to the home side, and the local fans have found their voice here at Mittagong this afternoon. As we see Appleby taking it forward for the Rams. He'll play it about 25 metres out from the Mittagong line. They'll come to the left-hand side, find a running Dean Rizko. That's a good run from the lock forward. Jake Dooner directing traffic at first receiver. Looks like it's Quinlan in a dummy half. Finds Dooner. Dooner keeping it alive, putting it through the hands. McDonald has to work as a halfback this time around. Finds a man on the inside in the form of Quinlan. They keep it alive on the right-hand side now. The Rams, only 10 or 12 metres out from the Mittagong line. They'll play it now. Comes back to the left-hand side for them. That's Appleby crashing for the line. Held up over the line, so he'll come back to the 10 for a 7. Play the ball 10 metres out from the Mittagong line. I think that'll be tackle 4 in the set. 21 and a bit minutes remaining in this one this afternoon. A little bit of interest from the two sides there as they take it back to the 10 now for the play the ball. It's tackle 4. You can hear it in the background for Craftsman Homes. Matchday sponsors K-Ranch Arena, My Property Consultants, McLaren Real Estate and Craftsman Homes. That's the last tackle. You can hear the call in the background. That's the last. They come the short side. Little dab play. Anthony DiCello puts it. It ends up going into touch. And played out by Mittagong is the ruling. So you could hear it there. So it's going to be a scrum feed to Camden. 10 out, 20 in on the western side. Scrum feed to Camden. 10 out and 20 in. 20 and a half minutes remaining in this one. Mittagong 20, Camden 18. As we see Tom Connick on the field in jersey 14 making an interchange. I think Big James King coming off. As we see the Lions now defending. There's McDonald at first receiver, keeping it getting it out wide on the right-hand side. I think that might have been the winger out there in Matthew Tedesco. They go out of dummy half and put into touch. 2 metres out. Good defence there from the Lions. Able to scramble and force the scrum 10 metres out from their own line. 20 in from touch on the eastern side. They lead it by 2 with just under 20 minutes remaining. We've ticked over 20 minutes in the second half, so 20 to go in this one. A 2-point ball game is on offer. And it's been good quality football this afternoon as well. The Rams really turning up to play this afternoon. They knew they'd have a battle with the Lions, and it certainly hasn't disappointed. 20 points to 18 the score. The ball comes out. You can hear the call now. Affects the microphone. We've got a knock on. A forward pass. A forward pass. So it'll be a scrum feed to Camden. 10 metres out. 25 in from touch. Probably 10, 15 to the right of the uprights. Here's a golden opportunity for the Rams to strike back. And they'll need to capitalise on this, although Mittagong's goal line defence has been very good so far today. Can they keep it going once again? So they bring it to the left-hand side, inside ball there for the centre in Cole Simmons. He can't break the line, and he'll play it now. About 8 metres out from the line. They go right-hand side. Luke Pollard takes it forward, still fighting. Pollard still fighting. Can he force the ball down over the line? There's 4 and 5 green and gold shirts. They drive him back into the field of play. 2 metres out. Rizko runs a dummy. McDonald dancing, weaving. Can he get it out the back? No, he can't. There's 3 there to stop him and drive him back 7 metres out from the line. They'll play it now to the right-hand side. Through the hands. There's Brown offloading. And a good run there, good tackle from PJ Thornton over the top, a one-man tackle, stops 4 metres out, comes to the left-hand side. Matty Kay keeps it alive, finds Jake Dooner, back to Kay. Kay keeps it alive on the right-hand side. Brown with a little grubber kick, that's still Brown, but that'll only find the sideline on the eastern side of the ground. Probably not the right option from the Rams there, and they'll concede the scrum feed, 10 out, 20 in. On the eastern side of the ground, we're down to 17:55 remaining. Mittagong 20, Camden 18 is the score. On the John Stoneman Co. Lawyers scoreboard, Group 6 League Live on MacArthurSportsRadio.com with Mike Shean this afternoon. I hope you're enjoying the call from the Highlands, bringing you all the action in the Southern Highlands this afternoon. And the scrum to be packed now, 20 out. 20 in from touch, 10 metres out from their own line. Can they find a way through the wall of red, white and blue this time? No, they can't. They'll be knocked down on the first 13 metres out from their own line. There's Thornton taking it forward up towards the 20. Good run from him. Only makes 4 or 5 metres though, and he's stopped 18 out from his own line. On the second, Adam Jeffrey charges into the line again. Only 4 or 5 metres to be made. And he'll play it on the quarter. It's driven back. Comes to the right-hand side. Here's a chance for the Lions. Can they keep it alive? Yes, they can. Plumridge finds the touch line, though, driven into touch. And looks like Kyle Simmons has picked up an injury as well. Stop the clock, 16:48 to go in this one. Time back on already, so straight away he's up. And the clock continues to tick here at Mittagong Sportsground. Camden with a scrum feed about 7 metres inside Mittagong territory. Big Benny Stevens about to come back on for the Rams. In the final 16.5 minutes of play this afternoon here at Mittagong Sportsground. The Rams trail by 2 on the John Stoneman Co. Lawyers scoreboard. As McDonald at first receiver fires it out wide on the right-hand side. Keeps it alive as they try and chance it at their arm here. The Rams down the right-hand side try and catch the line snapping, but they can't do so. The scrum event, the tackle is made 25 metres out, comes back to the left-hand side rather. It's Dean Rizko pushing forward up towards the 20. He'll play it now 19 metres out from the Mittagong line. They'll come to the left-hand side once again, push forward, make another 7 or 8 metres, play it about 12 metres out from the line. Rizko runs a dummy this time, comes out inside, and there's a breakdown in communication there from Camden, and that'll be play the ball there. I thought the referee was going to rule a knock on. It was Pollard getting away with one there, I thought. As the last tackle is made, 10 metres out from the Mittagong line, they'll play it now. Arm goes up, McDonald, chip kick over the top, that's going to be too deep, is it? Plumridge can't stop it, it's a try, penalty! Penalty Mittagong, I think it's for inside the 10, let's have a listen. I can tell you that was for offside, the ruling there from Daniel Perry as the kick finds touch about 15 metres short of halfway. You can hear the instructions being barked from the referee Daniel Perry this afternoon. He's been very solid this afternoon. Tap taken. Charges into the line, the centre three-quarter in Jake Nyer has one try this afternoon. They'll play at 15 short of halfway. Adam Jeffrey over the 40. Good run from the lock forward up towards halfway. That's a good run from him, makes about 12 metres. Mercier looks for a runner, finds PJ Thornton, a little bit of a stutter step there, pops it out the back. Good ball kept alive on the right-hand side. There's Jai Fraser chiming in. A couple of quick passes, found Fraser. He'll play at 15 inside Camden territory. They look like they'll come back the right-hand side. They do. Thornton again. Goes the little stutter step. That seems to be a trademark of his. Plays at 29 metres out pretty well in centre field, heading to the south in the second half. Mercier comes to the left-hand side. There's Asher Nyer, it was. In fact, Tom Connick keeping it alive. And the ball's been lost. In fact, no, it'll be a play the ball. And time off. 13:51 remaining in this one. We've got a Camden player down. It's good from where I am, but we can see the white shorts of a Camden player down receiving attention in the second half of this match. Only 13 minutes remaining as we see Saturday the schedule for Macarthur Sports Radio sees Camden and Campbelltown. Macarthur Derby on MSR Saturday from 1 o'clock. We'll bring you the opening bounce at Monarch Field. The Blues and the Cats, the local derby on Saturday afternoon. Then Sunday we're off to Thirlmere. Should be another good game. Thirlmere and Narellan, the Sunday football on Group 6 League Live. With the team back on deck hopefully next week to bring you the action from Thirlmere Sportsground. Coverage from around 2 o'clock next Sunday afternoon, with kickoff due at around 2:30 p.m. next Sunday. So stay with us right through the season. We'll bring you all the action here on MacArthurSportsRadio.com. I can't tell you who that Rams player is. He's down on his back, so I just can't see who that is. Referee Daniel Perry right on top of it, and bringing the play to a halt. But see if we can steal 30 seconds here on MacArthurSportsRadio.com and have a breather. When we come back, we'll continue with the closing stages of this enthralling rugby league match this
talk,
afternoon.
Breathe, promoting greater awareness of ways to manage asthma.
Once someone has asthma, their symptoms are often set off or made worse by triggers. Some of these, such as colds and flu, are hard to avoid. Others, however, should be avoided wherever possible, including cigarette smoke, breathing in of pollens or dust, chemicals and strong smells. For more information on managing your asthma, call your local asthma foundation on 1800 645 130.
Produced with the support of the Commonwealth Department of Health and Ageing.
We're back here. No, we're not. Now we're back at Mittagong Sportsground. Still got a break in proceedings here. You haven't missed anything. It's Mittagong 20, Camden 18. We've got around, what have we got? Let me just have a look at the clock here. We have 13:51 remaining in this one this afternoon, and the Lions hold a 2-point lead over the visiting Camden Rams. And I'll have to have a look at the ladder to see what that does if the Lions can hold on here. Obviously only the one match this afternoon, the 3 being played next Sunday afternoon. It's a complete round 6, as I mentioned. We'll be at Thirlmere for Thirlmere and Narellan. The Oaks host Picton at Dudley Chesham Oval, and the final match we'll see Campbelltown City meet Oakdale. I think that's at forward reserve as well. Looks like we're just about right to finally get play back underway here this afternoon. So this will be the last tackle for the Lions rather. Looks like my computer's not going to cooperate and give me that information that I want. Here we go, now it's cooperating. So I can tell you with the right screen here. The score is 20-18 in favour of the Lions. We get back underway on the last. Up goes the kick. It's a high cross-field kick. Does anybody want to claim it? No, not really. The ball's been contested. It's been knocked on by Mittagong. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. So a second win for the season for Mittagong would see them, they'd stay where they are. They'd secure fourth spot, at least for the time being, with Campbelltown City to host Oakdale next week. If the Workers were able to spring an upset there, then the Lions would finish the round in third on the ladder with 6 points to their name, and Camden would possibly, well, it could be as high as second, depending on results from today, as the scrum fed and won from Mittagong, as they feeded only, in fact they got the scrum feed there. I thought it was a Camden error, Camden scrum feed, but it's not. Mittagong have the ball now deep inside the Camden quarter, as we see Mitch Eccleston back onto the park for the final 12:45 of this one. So they come back to the left-hand side as they put it through the hands. Out to run. Balancizzi was out to run it. Was able to get out of the way. Mittagong play it now. About 10 metres out from the line. Calling for a penalty, the Lions. Trying to milk it. Mercer out of dummy half. Goes himself. Still bouncing around Jake Mercer like a little pinball on the pinball machine. He'll play it 6 metres out. Goes to the left-hand side. Now switch back to the right. Palmer Quigg. Adam Jeffrey runs a decoy. Palmer Quigg still with it. The youngster only 4 or 5 metres out. That's the last. Arm goes up from Daniel Perry. Which way will they go? They go left. Menzies field goal under the crossbar. It was right on line, just didn't go over the bar. So that'll be back to the quarter for a 7-tackle set for the Camden Rams. 11:55 remaining. Mittagong 20, Camden 18. Sunday football on MSR this afternoon. Mike Shean with you from Mittagong Sportsground as Dean Risco receives it from the tap and only makes 4 or 5 metres. He'll play it 25, 26 metres out from the Camden line. That looks like Pollard taking it forward over the 30. He'll play it now. They come out of dummy half. There's a good run there. Jack Quinlan crunched in a good tackle over the top with Thornton. Stops him 11 metres short of halfway. In fact, that's right on the halfway line, in fact. So now into Mittagong by about 9 metres. 10 metres the Rams here. Quinlan out of dummy half. Shadows almost fully covering the field here at Mittagong this afternoon, as we see the Rams on the attack inside the quarter. But a good tackle there inside the quarter makes it only 18 metres out from the Mittagong line as the kick comes crossfield back to the left-hand side. Does anybody want it? No, Camden come up with it. Comes to the left-hand side, still play on for the Rams. Looks like Simmons for the line. He's found the touchline, has he? Yes, he has. He's found the touchline. So the Rams will let Mittagong off the hook with a scrum 10 metres out. 20 in from touch on the western side of the ground. 10.5 minutes remaining. Mittagong 20, Camden 18 for John Stollam & Co Lawyers. Hope you're enjoying the call this afternoon from the Southern Highlands. As we see this, in fact it'll be a turnover on the last, so the Rams will now have to defend. Mittagong bring it out of their own end. And they'll play it now. 10 out from their own, or 15 out from their own line. A lot of vocal Rams supporters in front of the Rams bench here this afternoon at Mittagong. Bringing some colour and vocal support for the visitors this afternoon as the Lions work it out of their own end. There's Adam Jeffrey taking it forward up towards the 40. Can he break the line? No. He'll be stopped 37 metres out from his own line. Probably 5 in from touch on the western side of the ground. Comes back for the kick now from Palmer Quigg on the left. Drives it downfield. Not a bad looking kick. Will it find the touch line? No, it won't. Shannon McDonald dances down the touchline, picks it up, brings it back on the inside to Cello. Whack! Cop that, son, he says. That was a Ward 4B special for the young winger. In fact, that was DiCello who got hit hard and it stung him as well. Next tackle 30 metres out from the Camden line as they put it through the hands. There's Pollard keeping it alive. In fact, that was Durner keeping it alive on the right-hand side. Now it finds the winger in Matthew Tedesco. Tedesco loses the ball in the tackle. Camden come up with it. Penalty! Penalty Rams for a strip there. That's the ruling from referee Daniel Perry. Makes the count 5-4 in favour of the Rams this afternoon for K-Ranch Arena at Mount Hunter. as we see the kick find touch just inside Mittagong territory. Down to 8:50 remaining in this one. The Lions hold on to that slender 2-point lead. They've held on to it for the last 15 minutes. Can they survive the last 8 minutes with that slender lead in their advantage? Down to 8:40 and counting as the Rams charge forward once again inside the Mittagong 30. They'll play it 23 metres out now from the line in centre field. Comes to the left-hand side. There's an inside ball from Matt Kay. Finds a runner. He takes it forward. There's another penalty to the Rams for a high tackle. Penalty for a high tackle makes it 6-4 the count on our sheet this afternoon. And they're going to take the shot. Going to take the shot at penalty goal to level it up and make it 20 all with 8 minutes remaining in this one this afternoon. So 20-18 it is in favour of Mittagong over Camden, and Steele Brown to have another shot at goal to try and level the scores with only 7 minutes remaining. 7 minutes or just under 8 minutes to go. Let's take a quick NRL check of the early match this afternoon, and let's see what the latest score is from the Hunter Valley this afternoon. It'll be just about full time there. It is full time. Penrith 30 have defeated Newcastle 20. So Penrith 30, Newcastle 20, the final score at Hunter Stadium this afternoon. Bulldogs and Roosters due to kick off shortly. Penalty goal attempt, waved away. So it'll be a 20-metre dropout. And the score remains Mittagong 20, Camden 18 with 7 minutes to go. 7 minutes to go in this one. Time off here. We've got just on 7 minutes remaining in this one. It'll be a 20-metre dropout for the Rams, for the Lions rather, to restart play. And goes the drop kick now. Goes about 35 metres inside Camden territory, and PJ Thornton puts his hand up to make the first tackle. 5 inside the Mittagong half, down to 6:45 and counting here. The Lions had a penalty goal attempt miss there. The Rams rather had a penalty goal attempt miss there to make it 20-20, but not to be. Lions holding on here. The Rams 28 metres out. They come to the left-hand side. There's Doon. In fact, that was Pollard turning it back for McDonald. McDonald's really had to be active in the last 10 or 15 minutes since the removal of Nathan Duro to injury. As we see, looks like Matt Appleby taking it forward. He's only a couple of metres out from the line. On the last, arm goes up. They come back to the short side. Do they realise it's the last? They take the crash ball, and that'll be a turnover for the Lions. A couple of metres out from their own line. Down to 6 minutes and counting here, or 5:43 on the official clock. And it's Camden trailing 20-18 on the John Stoneman Co. Lawyers scoreboard. Been an entertaining afternoon of rugby league here at Mittagong Sportsground. And a special thank you to the Mittagong Club for allowing us to broadcast from their new broadcast box up here in the main grandstand. A beautiful facility up here at Mittagong Sportsground, and the ground looking in pretty good condition, but the broadcast facilities up here are nothing short of amazing, and they should be complimented for this excellent facility they have up here in the Highlands. So if you get a chance, make sure you come down to the Mittagong Sportsground. Plenty of good food as well. The food on offer here, very good quality. As we see the Lions holding on for a kick on the last. There's a kick downfield from Tom Connick. Not a bad looking kick, finds touch about 22 metres out from the Camden line on the eastern side of the ground. Now the ground completely covered in shadow here. It might almost need the lights on in the next little while. It's getting a bit dark here. We're down to 4.5 minutes remaining in this one. The Lions have held on for 20 odd minutes with the score at 20-18. Camden had a penalty shot at goal that was unsuccessful, and now the Lions have to force an error here, as we see looks like Pat Brown in fact about to come back on in jersey 15 after this scrum. Not sure who's going to be the replacement made. Brown waits on the sideline as the Rams bring it out of their own end following the scrum win, and they'll play it now. Bring it out to the left-hand side, a bit of a show and go there. Thornton over the top making the tackle, 30 metres out from the Mittagong line, from the Camden line rather, at the southern end of the ground, as the Rams really have to work hard here in defence. The Lions doing a good job, 10 metres short of halfway now. I'll play it, that'll be tackle 4 in the set, a little bit of push and shove in the tackle, but nothing doing. as they go to the right-hand side. There's Appleby taking it forward. I think it was, in fact, it could have been Rizko taking it forward on halfway. That's tackle 5. Comes back for the kick now from Brown. Brown kicks downfield over the head of Valenzizi. He lets it bounce inside. He's in goal, but he'll take it and bring it back into the field of play. Takes on the staggered Camden line and gets upended 10 metres out from his own line. Good run there from the fullback. He's been very impressive this afternoon. There'll be a good chance of getting votes in our Player of the Year award, down to 3 minutes, 3:16 and counting in this one. Probably 3 sets left in the match, maybe 2 at most. As we see the Lions now 20 metres out from their own line. They go to the right-hand side. PJ Thornton, we've called his name a number of times this afternoon. He'll play it now, 28 metres out from his own line. They go to the right-hand side, keeping it alive, looking for the offload. Can he get it away? No, he can't. I think that's Big Mitch Eccleston. It is. He's eventually thrown to ground 10 metres short of halfway. That's tackle 5. Mercier goes back for the kick from Palmer Quigg on the left. That's come off a Camden player, and we've got an accidental offside ruling, so it'll be a scrum feed to Camden. Scrum feed to Camden, 40 metres out. In fact, it could have been an accidental offside off Mittagong there, so the scrum to be packed. And time off, 2:22 remaining in this one. 2:22 to go in this one. As the Rams form the scrum, now the Lions get back underway, down to 2:20 and counting. As the Lions holding on 40 metres out from their own line. Can Camden force their way through in the dying stages of this one? It's been a good one this afternoon. As they bring it back to the open side on the left-hand side. Nice run there. 20 metres out from the Mittagong line now. They'll play it on the second. Comes back to the left-hand side. Now Rizko with it at second receiver. He can't get any ground. He's stopped 20 metres out. Come to the left-hand side. Kay gives it out wide for the centre in Simmons. Simmons runs into a wall of green and gold and gets stopped 15 metres out. 10 in from touch on the western side of the ground. Down to 1:43 and counting in this one. Rams trail by 2. McDonald spins out of a tackle, keeps it alive on the right-hand side, but there's been a knock-on there from Mittagong. A knock-on from Camden, and the Rams will get a set in defence. Time off with 1:27 remaining in this one. And Mittagong holding on to a slender 2-point lead. It's Mittagong 20, Camden 18 on the John Stoneman Co. Lawyers scoreboard. We've got 1:27 remaining in this one. And everyone's going to get a quick breather here. Only just under 90 seconds to go in this one. Next week, Thilmia and Narellan from Thilmia Sportsground on Sunday afternoon is our feature match from 2:30 next Sunday afternoon. The kickoff will be on air from 2. No starters yet. Bulldogs and Roosters, the Sunday NRL second match of the triple header.
Remaining in the second half.
And do the quick sums here.
As you leave the ground, there's plenty of things. If you could pick up the rubbish.
Just do a quick calculation here to work out the percentages to see what it does to everything if it stays how it is.
Let's see how it finishes off with a minute 30 to go.
And, the score 20-18, just doing the sums here. So that would see 3 teams on 6 points going into the second half of round 6. With picked it out on 8 points, and Mittagong percentages would see them stay in 4th at the moment. Thilmia would have to win next week and win handsomely to improve their position to go over the top of Mittagong into 4th spot on the ladder, but the chasing pack is hot on their heels. There's only 2 games between 2nd and 8th at the moment. So that's how tight the competition is, a 3-game spread across all 8 teams. Time back on, 1:26 and counting. They put a big push on the Rams, but it's unsuccessful. Mittagong come away with it from their own 20. That was a big scrum win to have there, 1:18 and counting. The Lions working it out of their own end. Nothing silly here. You would think if they get to the 6 and kick it out, then they just about fall over the line and win. And it's Jake Nyer who's slow to his feet, milking the clock there as they take it forward, not even out of their own 30 yet. A little bit of, and it's been lost by Mittagong. Camden ball down to 56 seconds in this one. 25 metres out. Rizko takes it forward. Good run from him inside the 20. 19 metres out. The Camden fans urging them on. Penalty Camden. Inside the last 60 seconds. Can they hold on here? Holding down in the tackle is the ruling. As Palmer Quigg questions Daniel Perry, but he says, no thanks son, off you go. And do they want to take the shot at goal? What are they going to do? They're going to, I would imagine, take the shot at goal to try and get the draw here. And that is in fact what they're going to do. They're going to take the shot at goal. Jake Plunkett, no doubt in the shadows of full time. The kick will be after the siren to no doubt tie it. So we'll have the third draw of the season, if you don't mind. It looks that way anyway. Kick is yet to be made as the siren sounds. There's the siren in the background. Full time, but it's not over yet. Full time, but it's not over yet. Kick after the siren to level it. Jake Plunkett, 18 metres out. Kick is on its way. He's got it. It's a draw. Third one of the season, 2 in a row. Can you believe it? A penalty after the siren ties it up. And it was a penalty after the siren. Jake Plunkett does the deed for the Rams, and they escape with a 20-all draw. That actually works in Mittagong's favour just quietly. They will get a point out of that. And they will go to 7 points. They will join Camden on 7 points on the ladder, and that changes the whole complex of the ladder as it stands right now. That'll see Mittagong jump to third on the ladder with that point. 3 draws out of 6, can you believe? We'll see if we can get some post-match reaction from Dan Beardshaw and Scott Davey after the game. It's been a fascinating afternoon of football here on Group 6 League Live, MacArthurSportsRadio.com. Hope you've enjoyed it.